Yo, what's up, guys? This is your boy, Carl, here from the Starter Log, 1/3 of the Starter Log. I'm here with the other two members, Kevin Christopher Cook and Kyle James Murray. And we are here bringing you almost a introduction, although we've already been in the ecosphere, if you will, for 2 months, bringing you an introduction of what it is that we do, why it is that we're doing it. Some people have seen our articles. I'm sure that you have, but I feel like a lot of questions have been raised as to what it actually is. I've had people mispronounce the name itself and call it the Starter Blog. So I feel there is a awareness issue out there, and we are doing this podcast to educate our fan base on what it is that we're actually doing out here. So if you want to do personal introductions, we can. So, Kevin, I'm going to pass it off to you.
Yeah, what's going on? My name is Kevin from the Chicagoland. I actually live up in Fargo, North Dakota, but doing some work up there. But yeah, happy to be part of this. I enjoy. I've known Charley for quite a while. I've known him since freshman year of high school, way back when, and kind of actually pretty much just met Kyle, but we've been doing a good job, so some great guys to hang out with. Go ahead, Kyle.
All right. So this is, I think, my first official podcast. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it's mine too.
Pretty excited to be a part of this, be a part of this nice creative outlet that we're in. A little bit about me. Not much of a writer or anything like that, but I do what I can, and just like it to have a little fun and just that's it for me.
Just rolling off the cuff with it.
Rolling off the cuff.
I'm a little over-caffeinated right now. I just drank 2 of these nitro drinks, and I think I shouldn't have. I think I should have had one.
Drink both of those?
I drank both of them. I chugged them.
Wow. Okay.
That may have been a mistake, but it's all right.
So.
You know what?
You're all right. You'll handle it.
So I have a bullet point list of questions here that we can just toss around at each other. But like I said, the purpose of this for the listener yourself is to leave this or turn this this podcast off at the end once we're finished, not in the middle of it, hopefully. And you having a better idea of what it is that we're doing out here and why it is that we're doing it. And so hopefully when you see one of our articles, you're not confused as to what it is or why it's there, and you'll be more inclined to click into said article and just get the wheels turning up there in your old brain, the old noggin. So we can just hop right into it then.
Yeah, sounds good. Hop into it.
So the first bullet point here, and like I said, this doesn't have to be, if you want to break off into a tangent, be my guest. But
sure.
I think it'd be great to, I guess, in a sentence or two, just kind of define what it is that we're doing out here. Like, what is the Starter Log? What do you think it is? Your definition of it. Yeah. So, Kevin, do you want to start?
Yeah. So, what I think the Starter Log is, I think it correlates. The meaning behind it correlates with the name a little bit. If you're ever sitting around a bonfire, the greatest conversations come from sitting around a bonfire. So I think kind of what we talk about, fuel for the mind, it helps us. That's good old Charlie's phone. He's just working hard on his phone here. So
never stops.
Yeah, back at it. Charlie's a hard worker. So back at it. Back what the Starter Log is. I think it's a kind of a way to bring conversation to the internet. I truly believe that the best conversations that you have are sitting around a bonfire. I mean, from all topics through sports, business, leadership, and I think this kind of gives us a platform to kind of bring those fireside conversations to the internet. And I think it's a fun way to kind of stay on top of things.
Yeah. Sorry about that interruption, but yeah, I think the key word you said there was platform.
Yeah.
Because I know when you came to me and I was sort of doing my own writing thing.
Yeah.
You came to me and you're like, I am too, but I have it all stored in Evernote. Like, what do I do? What do I do with all these ideas I have?
Yep.
So this is.
Well, I think the reason I like it too is because it's a platform just not for one specific category. I mean, it ranges from different things, and that's kind of how bonfire conversations happen. They're a wide variety of different categories. So it's nice that I think all of us have different specialize in different things.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a cool way to get to know more about each other and know more about our viewers and learn a little bit too.
Yeah. So an example would be, you read a book review about something, and then it's just that if you find it stimulating, then in return you would pass on that knowledge sitting around.
Yeah, and that's kind of for me, that's kind of why I do this. I like to try, and if I read something or if I learn something from someone, I like to write it down because one, it helps me out retain the information. And then I think it gives an opportunity for others to maybe learn something and then just kind of have open discussion about it or converse about a certain topic. So that's kind of my why around this. I think it's just a cool opportunity, and one, I think it helps me become a better writer and retain information better. So that's kind of something, that's why I enjoy doing it.
All good points.
I like the fact that, you mentioned this bonfire concept, and when you sit down with a group of people and you're having conversations, you're spinning things off of each other, you're bouncing ideas off each other. That person sitting across the bonfire could be your best friend or it could be a complete stranger. And that's what like the starter log is to me. It's somewhere where I can go and I know that I'm going to share like some of my things with my friends, and I'm also going to share, and we're going to share some of our content with people we know, and also complete strangers as well. And we want it to be a platform, going back off what you said earlier, for other people to, the goal would be for people to chime in. I want to hear what other people have to say about the things we have to say to get that internet conversation started. Because that is ultimately the thing that fuels the eternal flame, if you know what I'm saying.
Nice plug with the fuel in there.
AKA leave a comment.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, leave some comments, man. We want a conversation here. So
yeah, great. That's great. I guess. And Kevin, you talked about your why for doing it. So that was the next bullet point. We can just wrap that right into this discussion. There's no reason for repeating ourselves, but I like it for all the reasons that you guys said. So I'm not going to repeat those, but this is another point I take. It's like, I've been trying to figure out, like, Kevin introduced a book to me called Start With Why, and I just powered through it on audio book, and I thought it was really great. And the concept of starting with why is just something that is so simple, but no one ever really thinks about it, except for this man called Simon Sinek. So
great book. You guys should check it out.
Yeah, I recommend checking that out. So I've been actually trying to define my own career why, like that I want to set for myself and for my career. And I think this starter log, so not to mention like the experiences I have with you, but this feeds into like what I want my why to be. Like my why isn't 100% defined yet, and I've written out like notes as to what it might be. But I know that I enjoy creating content and content marketing in general. And this is, we could say the word again, platform, but this is like a way for me to get better and improve at creating content that our friends will come up to me and say, hey, I really like what you're doing. I like your writing skills. I like that you wrote about a specific topic. So I feel that I'm getting better as a content marketer, and that's what I want to do. And this helps me to do that. So
it's an opportune moment for growth.
Yeah,
that's really what it is.
Exactly. And it's just like, there's really no pressure around it. Like you said, we write about what we want. We're just doing it for other people's enjoyment. Like when people, I can name like 5 people off the top of my head that have said, I like your stuff.
Yep.
They're all friends that were already my friends, but it's still, we're having an effect on them. So
sure.
That makes it worth it right there.
Absolutely.
Great. So the next bullet, third bullet here, is just a recap, I guess, of where we've come so far. So I know we touched on like how Kevin and I had the conversation of starting it, but in your own mind, I guess, launch till now, where have we come? What have we put out there? What have we gotten better at, etc.? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. So, I mean, well, one, I think I mean, we met late in the summer, and I think we talked about it, and then we said, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just jump right in and start it. And we pretty much did. We didn't, we kind of knew what we wanted to do, but really didn't know exactly how we were going to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I think, in some ways and in some circumstances, you kind of got to do that and jump right into it and kind of learn as you go. And I think a lot of what we've been doing, I mean, it's kind of been just learning as you go and taking the hits and taking the strides that you gain with it. So, me personally, I think I've learned that my writing could be much better, but I think it's getting better, and I think I need to do a little bit better with grammar, as you guys correct me often. But I think that's fine. I mean, that's okay. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it. And so, I mean, I think we've come a long way in a matter of 4 or 5 months or something.
Has it been that long?
Honestly,
I feel like it's been
3 months. Yeah,
first blog came out August because that was the Lollapalooza blog, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about it a couple weeks before.
We posted that like a day before Lollapalooza too.
This is month number 4.
Month number 4.
Yeah.
I know. It seems like we've been doing it for longer.
It has.
It really does.
We probably got about almost like 40 articles out too. So
do we have almost 40?
I think it's got to be something like that.
I think it's somewhere around there. Yeah. I can pull it up for you if you want to just continue.
Yeah.
Definitely. What's
47.
47 total.
47. Wow. Well, there's 2 that haven't been posted yet. So
those
are mine.
There will be 47 fairly soon.
Thanksgiving week got me.
Yeah.
Spinning off of that, I definitely like the fact that we are gradually improving. Whether it's that we're improving not only as writers, I've seen, but also just the look of the blog. Some of the features of the blog have just been getting better, or have been. It's just like little things. Like the other day, I made the little favicon, and it's just like those little things that you don't necessarily like focus on, but they happen in such a way, or in no particular order, but just gradual 1% improvement, or it's just an improvement, a gradual steady increase.
Getting better every day.
Getting better every single day, and that is really where we've gone, and where we hopefully will continue to go.
Yeah. I just like how robust our portfolio is. That's a big word.
What do you mean by portfolio?
Just the array of topics that we have.
Okay.
I mean, Kevin mentioned it earlier, but I feel like we just keep coming out with new ideas about different things, interests, music, and we're not like pigeonholed or siloed, which I thought could hurt us. If our goals were mainly monetary, it probably would have hurt us, but that's not why we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like how we have so many different sections, and it can just appeal to just a bunch of different people. So I like how we've grown out because I mean, Kyle's been dominating culture from day one, but then like Kevin like owned the fuel, and then I was trying to do like tech and business, and then like so to watch that grow in a different.
And we've reached out to different categories for each person. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's nice. We're not like I wrote this article, so I need to post it or something. We're all pretty. We're pretty lenient on that stuff.
Yeah.
I
try to dip my pen in a little tech and business world.
Yeah. And you even titled it as something I wrote, but I didn't. But I understand that. Like it's just going along with the theme.
Sure. Yeah. The series. Yeah.
We're sharing is caring.
What is your guys' favorite series, by the way? I was gonna ask that.
That's a good one.
I'd say mine was the Small Biz Saturday. Small Biz Buyout.
I know. I feel that way too. And
Carl started that. Charlie, excuse me, but
no, it's fine. I introduced myself as Carl.
Oh,
so
perfect.
But yeah, it's cool because we're just helping someone out. It's free marketing for someone.
I think that's why I like it, because people who are young and usually our age are trying to make a buck doing their thing that they love to do, and we get an opportunity to share their story, and I think they like it, and I think that's why we like it too.
Yeah, they're good. They're always good, interesting reads. I love the Small Biz Bios. It's really probably my favorite series. Just had to ask.
Yeah, and we got another one coming. Stephen Dewey, he's a DJ.
Oh, I know Dewey.
Has shown interest in that.
We got another one coming to one of my buddies called Blur.
Oh yeah, Blur.
Yeah.
Jill Cook, who just recently got married. Shout out to Jill.
Yeah.
She kept telling me she at her own wedding, she would be like, Charlie, I'm so sorry, I haven't responded to your email. She said that at the after party. I was like, Jill, relax.
You just got mad. You just got mad.
First of all, you just planned a wedding.
Yeah.
Second of all, you just had a wedding. So,
Yeah, looking forward to that.
and then we sent one out to Jill Tianco too, who I just saw her post about Facebook about she made like a 22 best wedding photographers
in Chicagoland or something. Yeah,
so
cool.
It's gonna be on this. That's like a CD celebrity that we're having.
Basically,
a D list, but still, I don't know.
It's like any runoff I can get.
That's a good question though. So that was not on the agenda.
Do we all agree? Is that our favorite one? Do we have any other ones that you guys like?
I would say so. Yeah. But music though kills it. Still Lollapalooza, the first article ever. I gotta check the views, but that was leading for I think ever. Ojo might have passed that up.
Ojo may have passed that up in record time too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ojo got like 300 views in a matter of like 3 hours. It was spread like wildfire, like.
And I was like free that Saturday, like the first Saturday morning. I didn't have to do anything. Yeah. So I was just like all over social media. That helped too.
Yeah.
And Joe wrote a really good article. So hats off to Joe.
Yeah, he did. He's creative and he's good at that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So I feel like next one was what we enjoy the most. I feel like we've touched on that though. What did you say? What we can do better. Man, I mean, for me, it would just because this is like not the only thing that we do. Like time management would affect the starter log. And I know we've had complaints about like social posting back to back to back to back.
Sure.
But we're just like trying to get them in because we see that window of it. So I mean, that's something I can do better.
This guy right here.
Like grammar, we've talked about things that we can do better.
Yeah.
But one thing and I know I've talked to you guys about this, but like partnership building. So we can leverage other people and other sites or like whatever. There's got to be ways we can do that. Like I want to brainstorm around that. And that's why I reached out to like all those people about the next small business bio. Like I didn't reach out to just friends, but I reached out to like random companies, like a food truck I reached out to. And so I think in relationship building with other entities could be somewhere we could improve. Do you guys have any other ideas or?
Actually, I was just going to say, you just went over that question. What was it? Challenges?
Yeah, well, what we can do better, or
what you can do better, your challenges.
Yeah.
I like the fact that. What was the question before that, though?
What we enjoy the most.
What you enjoy the most? Okay, that's the one I wanted to answer.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I skipped over.
No, it's all good. What I enjoy the most is sometimes writing can be challenging in itself, especially writer's block. Like a couple weeks ago, I was feeling that. I was like, man, I'm trying to think of things to write about. And I had just put out like a blog about music, and I wasn't really sure where to go or what to do, where to go.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, not just challenging myself to sit down and actually write, but challenge myself to like get out there and like try new things and keep up with my interests, so I can. Excuse me here for a second.
Are we still going? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Sorry.
But like I was saying,
the writer's block.
Yeah, the writer's block, and keeping myself just interested in things and trying new things so I can write about new things. You know what I mean? Like putting myself in situations to come up with new content so I can share it with you guys and with whoever else. I think that is like something I enjoy, and it is a challenge, but it's something that I do enjoy.
Yeah, to like stay fresh and not stagnant.
Yeah,
I mean, because how many local limelights have you done? But you've made them all different, and like all of them are unique.
Yeah,
and you describe music, but you never describe music the same way twice. I feel because you're doing different types of music, but it's easy to like use the same adjective over and over too. And yet I feel like you don't even do that.
Well, I appreciate that. It can be pretty easy to use the same adjective over and over.
Yes, you can.
Finding new words, finding new ways to just like not be so bland, I feel.
Yeah.
Make the article unique.
But so it's just challenging yourself, pushing yourself to do new and try new things. So
I think something we can get better at is time the articles, making sure that we're getting the content out at certain times, like get the lunch hour so people can read it during lunch. And I think it's tough because we all work and, we got busy schedules. But just making sure our time management is a little bit better. But, we don't pressure each other in any way, which is nice. So,
No, yeah.
I'd say more time management. I'm with you, Carl.
It's cool that we don't have a monetary reward, but we're still, it's grown so much without just because we want to do it.
Yep.
I don't know. I feel like that's rare.
Yeah.
Usually, if someone is going to do this, be like, well, what am I going to get in return?
Yeah.
And our return is just people talk about our articles. So
yep.
I think that's kind of cool.
Absolutely.
You guys want to talk about current articles you're working on or cooking up?
Sure. Yeah. I just I got 2 new weekend libations coming up. I got keep your eyes out for the Ramos Gin Fizz and the Bourbon Lift. Those are coming out soon.
Okay.
Also, potentially a sit-down interview with the gentleman from The Clever and the Casual. That's Chuck Franco's band.
Oh,
you can find him on SoundCloud. Yeah,
I didn't know he had his own band.
Yeah, he's got
The Clever and the Casual.
The Clever and the Casual. Yeah, I think he's the Clever, and the other gentleman.
Chuck Franco's pretty casual.
I know, that's what I said. So this guy must be super casual.
Yeah, super laid back.
Because Chuck's casual enough.
More so than Morse. More laid back than Morse.
Or the fact that maybe Chuck is the clever one. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know that they put out good music, and I'm excited to sit down and talk with them and share a little bit of their music.
Yeah, we got to get Chuck Franco on here. He could be an asset.
He definitely can be. Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I got cooking on.
Yeah. I got a Learn from a Leader coming up. It's on Bob Chapman. You guys probably never heard of him, but Bob Chapman is the
good old Bobby Chap.
Good old Bobby Chap. He's an awesome dude. I mean, he's the CEO of Barry Waymiller. Barry Waymiller is it's a manufacturing company, and this manufacturing company, I think it's like in the top 10 places to work in the United States. And basically, why I wanted to do it on him, I'm reading his book right now, and he bases his company kind of off true human leadership and treating people like family. So it's a really good book, really cool leadership stuff in there. So I'm excited about that one. That was kind of one of my favorite ones that I've done recently. And then there's also another small Learn from a Leader coming out about Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Only reason I did Mark Cuban is because one, he's an awesome dude, and he's on the
awesome.
He kills the Shark Tank. Kills the Shark Tank, and basically, I want to put him on there just because he's a grinder. He grinds. He works hard. He's just a grinder, and I think that's pretty awesome. It's pretty inspiring. And then we also have a small biz bio coming out on this company called Blur. One of my buddies created this company called Blur, and it's a clothing line. Yeah, workout gear. It's a pretty cool company and a pretty creative owner. So I'm interested to get that out there too.
Yeah, that's great. So Bob Chapman is the guy. He was in Start With Why, right?
Yeah. So the author of Start With Why, it became good friends with Bob Chapman, who is the CEO of Barry Waymiller, because he's got an awesome story, and his workplace is, basically his main objective is for all of his employees to wake up happy and go home fulfilled. And obviously that doesn't happen everywhere you go, and it's awesome stuff. It's a pretty sweet book, so I'm excited to get that one out.
Nice. That's great.
I'm looking forward to reading that.
So that's hard to follow, but I'll try. So I have some bullet points down here of things that they're ranging everywhere. So what do you guys say about this? What grocery store is right for you? I feel like that's something that I might want to have Margaret write. I don't know.
That's pretty cool. Mariano's. Yeah. Simple, just because they cook my meat. So.
But seriously, I don't know. I feel like that can be broken down.
I think it could be because you get the healthy people who want to go to Whole Foods. Maybe they spend a little bit more, but
there's strategy around that. I think the Aldi Jewel combo is the best, and maybe some people would argue that.
What do you define the Aldi Jewel?
Because you go to Aldi for everything. Aldi is cheap.
Yeah,
probably really cheap, and that works for me.
You combo it up. You go to both.
Well, if I can.
Yeah.
There's in over here on Clybourne, Ashland, one of these streets. They're right next to each other.
Really?
Yeah. So And then anything I can't get at Aldi because the selection is on the lower side, I just go to Jewel and pick it up.
So what would that be though?
That would be my
Like produce or something?
Yeah. Well, Aldi has some produce, but just like more, I guess, not so much general stuff. Like you can get all the general stuff at Aldi, but if you need like, I don't know, a certain type of creamer or something.
Sure. Okay.
Like stuff like that.
Okay.
Or if like you really want a name brand like yogurt, like I really like Yoplait. I'll go to Jewel for that.
Got to get that Yoplait.
Rest in peace, Dominic's. That used to be, that used to be the home spot for me.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just wrote that down. Let me know what you think of that, or if you want to do it.
Mhm.
I just got a text from Brendan who said Instacart, so that could be included in it.
Yeah.
Just like breaking it down, you know, maybe like a cool infographic with like tree decision making.
Sure.
I don't know. So I was gonna write a Yelp blog for my work, and that didn't really go through. So like Yelp is the juice worth the squeeze. I have that. What about Snapchat? I really think there's a psychology behind Snapchat, just because it's like I just don't understand sometimes why people record moments if they don't want to save them. Like I feel like there's something behind that. I don't know.
It's like devious in a way.
Yeah, you can be sneaky with Snapchat.
You can. I saw like a meme today, and it was like how we want up here on Facebook, and it had like that little elf on a shelf.
Yeah,
and it was an elf on the shelf with like his legs crossed with a big smile on its face, and then it showed like how we appear or like how we portray ourselves on Snapchat, and like had the elf on a shelf like doing some scandalous activities, and I was just like, that's absolutely true. That's exactly how it goes.
I feel like there's psychology behind that.
It definitely is.
And then I want to do an autobiography on Sting, obviously, because if you know me, you know that I've just been, since I've gotten the network, it's just been Sting 24/7. And then I do have that Diary of a Divvy Writer video that I want to edit too.
Need to get that out there. That is.
So I jerry rigged. I fucking, excuse my language, I jerry-rigged a selfie, like a phone on a selfie stick and tied it to my backpack. So it's you've seen it, right?
Yeah, I saw it. I thought it worked out well.
Yeah, so that'd be cool to get up. But those are just off-the-cuff random bullets here.
Yeah.
That I had. So.
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Here's I want to ask you guys a random question. Yeah. So I got asked this the other day. In some way of this, it was kind of, what's the most important thing you've learned outside of college? So obviously, we all went to college, and sometimes you don't necessarily learn things that help you out into college, that help you into the real world. And so I was asked that the other day, well, what's the most important thing that you've learned kind of in the real world? We're all in our mid-20s or so. What's the most important thing that you've learned kind of being in the workforce?
I could probably think of some things, like 5 different things.
Go ahead.
Are you asking right now?
Yeah.
So in the workforce, I would say that I'm finding this out that you can't be friends with everyone, especially in the workforce, even the people you work with.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you got to make it a point when it's necessary to like push back on your coworkers if you really feel that something should be a certain way, and there's just a time to be, kind of I don't know what the right word is without using like a swear word, but a hard ass and sometimes not be in the workplace. So I'm like finding that balance, but because I've always been kind of like a easygoing yes man, but it's not, especially like if I want to own my own business one day, it's not going to fly. Yeah. You like can't be that way. So I think
you can't be a yes man. You have to, if you're a yes man, you're not connecting with reality in all situations. You have to be real sometimes. Yeah. And being honest and saying no sometimes, I think, is the best.
Yeah, confronting the honest truth.
Confronting the honest truth, yeah.
So that's one thing. I would say that. But yeah, dude, that could be. I mean, we could even open this up. You know what would be a great idea if we just wrote one really good question and put it out there on the blog, and that's it, and just like encourage people to chat below.
Yeah, because I think that question for me, it made me think. I was like, oh yeah, that's probably it.
So what would you say?
For me, the thing that kind of popped up in my head was like being self-aware of like you are where you are because of you and only you. it could be kind of something tough to swallow, but you are where you are because of you. If you've been successful or if you failed, it's ultimately you always have a choice. You get out of your bed every day. You have a choice if you want to make it a great day or a bad day. You might have to be up at 5 a.m. You might not get home at 10 p.m., but you have a choice of making that a good day or not. And so it's kind of, sure, there's influences in your life, like your parents might have got you to college or something, or your friends might have helped you out in a certain way, but ultimately you chose to go to college and you chose to get in this job. You chose to get in this particular field. So you always have a choice, and you have to be self-aware of where you are because it's because of you. Mm-hmm. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned. If you can grasp that in all the situations where you're at, I think you have an opportunity to kind of learn and grow off of that, understanding that you are where you are because
you should give yourself credit too in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of understanding that, whatever happened to you is because of you, because you chose yourself. You put yourself in that situation. No one else did. It was ultimately your choice. Yeah.
Great accountability too. Yeah. Either way, like if it's a success, it's like, well, I should give myself credit for this. It's not like I stumbled upon this. Yeah. And then if it's a failure, you're holding yourself accountable.
You got to hold yourself accountable because you put yourself in the situation to where you could fail.
Yeah.
It's
true.
It's not because of someone else made you fail. It's, well, you put yourself in that situation.
Yep.
I think if you can grasp that, hold yourself accountable, and be self-aware of that, I think that's going to help you out in the long run. That's helped me out in the long run, at least. So,
kind of going off of that, coming from a person who is relatively new to the professional world, one thing that I think I've learned from it, the one thing I've learned most is that you cannot be afraid to ask questions, because that's one thing I definitely struggle with. Sometimes I will be working on something, get frustrated, and sometimes we'll just, like in the past, be too proud, have too much pride to ask for help. Yeah. And you cannot do that. You cannot be afraid to ask for a helping hand, especially when you're in an environment when that helping hand is always available. So yeah, that's one thing. Personally, I know everyone doesn't deal with that, but that's just one thing that kind of resonated with me, from the time that I started working until now. So.
Dude, as much as people suck sometimes, they're the best resources. People are the best. That's one thing I'm learning. Being in a client-facing role all the time. Yeah, you need to use people as your resources.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
If you can, obviously, gotta make sure that a person is of strong character. But if you find people like that, you need to work on fostering that relationship, because it'll help you so much down the road using that person as a resource later.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a good point. Did you bring up?
Good stuff right there. I like that.
Moving on. So I guess the next bullet point is, what progress do we want to see? We've talked about things we want to get better on as a starter log, so maybe we could just put it in one word. We go around and say one thing we want to see the starter log come to. Do you think we could do that?
Yeah.
One word?
I'm trying. I don't know if I could do one word. One quick sentence would be just communication after a post. So just dialogue with viewers and other people after a certain post. So I'd like to see more comments so we can actually get into discussion about that. I posted one thing on Facebook, an Amazon article, and how they were very good. And Joe Mastrino, a good friend of mine, he commented on my Facebook post, and it was great because we had some good dialogue on things that he viewed. Yeah. And we got a chance to kind of talk about it. So kind of more of that stuff. That's what I like, and I think that's where we can kind of keep growing.
Yeah, right. You can't have a one-way conversation.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah,
we want, if our slogan has conversations in it. Yeah, we need people to respond, and they will. But we need to do a good job of provoking that response. Yep. Shout out to Mass 2 Reno.
Yeah, that's right.
Kind of going a little different direction than what Kevin said. I think I want to see the starter log improve visually. I'm just talking about the appearance of the website,
aesthetics
of the blog, I should say, making it look nice and neat. Coming up with a logo, an official logo.
Yeah.
Possibly making some T-shirts / business cards.
Dude.
Oh, were you gonna say T-shirts? I'm sorry about that. Okay, I guess I did go over. I did go over a sentence. But yeah, the overall appearance of the blog is something that I think I would love to see improve in the near future.
I agree.
So what were you gonna say?
I'm just gonna say t-shirt.
Go ahead, you can say t-shirts.
If I would put it in one word, I would say I want a t-shirt. But I'm gonna say relationship building with people wanting to work with us.
Yeah.
People wanting to pleading in a nice way to, let me write an article, let me talk to you about something, let me just more fan interaction, I guess, not just on comments, but let me, highlight my company. I want to be on the starter log.
Yep.
We'll promote you, you promote us, kind of that,
I like that.
that channel partnership, if you will.
That's good. Yeah, no, definitely.
So yeah, that's great. So I guess we wanted to set new deliverables. I feel like we could do that off the podcast because no one's really interested in them. We have our own internal things that we want to do, but
yeah, we shared them with some of the plans that we got coming up.
Yeah, we did. So do you guys have any closing statements? I guess. I mean, I'm all out of agenda items, but unless you want to.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty good. I don't know.
I just want to say thank you to the loyal readers that we have.
Yeah.
And, thank you for spreading the word. You know who you are. If you've reached out to any one of us and told us that you're a fan of reading, I really appreciate it. It's definitely a motivation to keep me going, even when I am having those challenging moments with writer's block or whatever, what have you. And
you know who you are if you haven't.
Yeah, you know
you know who you are. You know.
So yeah, thanks again, and keep reading. Request anything.
Yeah, bring some topics in so
Definitely.
we
We want to hear it all. I would love to again bring fireside conversations to the web as much as I can, as efficiently as we can.
It's nothing better than being around fireside, right?
Absolutely. So on that note, I think that's all we got.
I think it's a good sign off
for this first one.
All right.
That's it. Book it. Starter log off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Music.
Cue it.